Your cat observes you carefully every single day, not just for meals, but for something much more profound. They're constantly monitoring how well you understand their hidden language. Many cat owners believe their cat feels loved simply because their needs are satisfied. But if you're overlooking these subtle emotional cues, your cat might be experiencing something else entirely. And once you decode what they've been attempting to communicate, your entire relationship transforms. Number 1. The hand presentation ritual. When your cat moves toward your outstretched hand, something remarkable happens in their brain. When you present your hand without imposing contact, you're instinctively performing one of the most significant trust ceremonies in the feline world. Cats in nature only exchange scent information with members of their trusted group. By presenting your hand to be examined, you're communicating. I honor your boundaries enough to allow you to determine if I'm safe. From your cat's perspective, this gesture is the equivalent of someone asking permission before entering your personal space. It triggers a neurological cascade remarkably similar to what happens in human brains during consensual social bonding. Dr. Christine Vitale, feline cognition researcher, discovered that cats who regularly experience this hand-sniffing ritual show 62% more affiliative behaviors toward their humans than cats who don't. The most surprising part? This effect is cumulative. Doing this simple gesture daily creates a compound effect on your cat's sense of security. But here's what most cat parents miss. The timing matters enormously. When you return home is when your cat's scent assessment abilities are most heightened. Those first 30 seconds of reunion are when your cat is desperately trying to gather information about where you've been and your emotional state. Number 2. The intentional disregard method. Here's something that appears completely counterintuitive. 1. Of the most effective ways to make your cat feel genuinely loved is to deliberately ignore them. Jackson Galaxy, celebrated cat behaviorist, refers to this as the uninteresting human technique, and research demonstrates it's surprisingly powerful. When you walk into a room and instantly seek your cat for affection, you're actually triggering their prey drive in reverse. You transform into the predator, they become the prey, and their stress hormones elevate. Alternatively, when you enter a room and participate in a calm, routine activity without recognizing your cat, something amazing occurs in their emotional processing centers. Their fear center activity reduces by up to 47%, according to fMRI studies, and they can finally watch and evaluate you on their terms. Dr. Sarah Ellis, co-author of The Trainable Cat, explains, cats are control freaks by nature. Giving them back that sense of control over their social interactions triggers positive endorphins. But there's a specific way to implement this that most cat parents get completely wrong. The key is to create a pattern your cat can recognize, using the same calm activity, reading, working on a laptop, in the same spot each day. This predictability allows your cat to build a mental map of when and how they can approach safely. And that leads us to the next element that profoundly affects how loved your cat feels. Number 3. The unseen comfort zones. Your cat has unseen spheres of comfort surrounding them that grow and shrink throughout the day. And mastering these spatial signals is like unlocking a hidden language. Most cat parents make the fundamental mistake of believing these distance preferences are permanent personality characteristics. My cat simply doesn't enjoy being held, or my cat is extremely affectionate. The reality is far more complex and intriguing. Research from the Tokyo University of Agriculture has shown that cats establish 3 separate spatial zones that vary based on their emotional condition, time of day, and most critically, their level of confidence in you. The social zone, 1 to 2 meters, where observation and light interaction occur. The personal zone, 30 to 60 centimeters, where slow blinks and verbal communication feel comfortable. The intimate zone, 0 to 30 centimeters, where physical contact becomes possible. The most surprising position of all, when your cat sits with their back to you, which seems dismissive to humans, they're actually paying you the ultimate compliment. This posture, which exposes their vulnerable spine, is reserved exclusively for those they trust completely. A study from the University of Lincoln found that 89% of cats only display this back-turned posture with their primary attachment figure. But understanding these spatial dynamics connects directly to the next crucial element of making your cat feel loved. Number 4. The stability routines. Your cat's wild predecessors survived through consistent daily rhythms, and that programming still operates deep in your domestic cat's brain. When researchers at the University of California, Davis examined cortisol levels in cats, they uncovered something fascinating. Cats with consistent daily interaction schedules had cortisol levels nearly 50% lower than cats with unpredictable human interaction, regardless of the total quantity of attention provided. What this signifies emotionally for your cat is significant. Consistency equals security, and security is the groundwork for love. Dr. Mikel Delgado, cat behavior consultant with a PhD in psychology, explains, from an evolutionary standpoint, routine signals to a cat that resources are stable, territory is secure, and they can lower their vigilance. Only then can the social bonding systems activate fully. The most effective security ritual combines what Jackson Galaxy calls the hunt, catch, kill, eat sequence with consistent timing. When you engage your cat in interactive play, hunt, followed immediately by feeding, eat, then grooming and rest, you're recreating the natural cycle that their brain is wired to find deeply satisfying. From your cat's perspective, you've transformed from simply a food provider to a hunting partner who helps them fulfill their deepest instinctual needs. This creates a neurochemical cascade of satisfaction that bonds them to you. Number 5. The contact-free affection language. There's a quiet conversation occurring between you and your cat that most humans entirely overlook, and it has nothing to do with physical touching. The slow blink, what researchers now label the cat kiss, is arguably the most effective non-contact method to express "I love you" in cat language. When Dr. Karen McComb of the University of Sussex performed controlled studies on the slow blink, she found that cats were 42% more inclined to approach humans who executed this gesture than those who maintained neutral faces. From your cat's perspective, the experience is profound. Direct staring is threatening in the animal world. So when you break eye contact deliberately through this slow-motion blink, you're sending a powerful message. I am choosing to make myself vulnerable to you. This is the essence of trust building across species. The most surprising finding, fMRI studies show that when cats exchange slow blinks with their humans, the same brain regions activate as during mutual grooming between bonded cats. You're essentially grooming your cat emotionally through this gesture. But the non-touch communication extends beyond just the eyes. Your voice carries emotional information that your cat processes in ways you might never suspect. A groundbreaking study in 2021 revealed that cats develop unique dialects with their primary humans, modifying their vocalizations to match the frequency patterns of their particular person. From your cat's perspective, this personalized sound exchange is deeply bonding. It's as if you've developed a private language that only the two of you understand. This explains why many cats become more vocal over time with their trusted humans. They're building a customized communication system. Number 6. The scent connection. Mystery. What your cat desires most, what makes them feel genuinely connected to you, is something that science has only recently validated, and it challenges everything most cat parents assume. Your cat doesn't simply want your attention. They crave your scent. A revolutionary study published in Applied Animal Behavior Science revealed that when cats are isolated from their humans, having an item carrying their human's scent decreased stress behaviors by 37% compared to having familiar toys or even snacks. This effect was even more powerful than having another familiar human present. From your cat's perspective, your scent is the most powerful reminder of security and connection. When they sleep on your clothes, rub against your legs, or need your blanket, they're actually engaging in a sophisticated scent-mixing ritual that creates what researchers call a group scent, the olfactory equivalent of a family bond. Dr. Nathaniel Hall, director of the K9 Olfaction Research and Education Laboratory, explains, "For cats, scent is identity. When they mix their scent with yours, they're creating a shared identity, essentially saying, 'We belong together.'" This explains why cats often seek proximity during emotional times. They're literally smelling your emotional state and responding to it. But there's one behavior that reveals even more about your cat's inner emotional life, and you've probably been misinterpreting it completely. The reality about your connection. Comprehending these 6 elements of your cat's hidden language transforms everything. You're not merely a caretaker, you're a trusted ally, a hunting companion, a source of stability, and family. Every hand you present, every moment of deliberate patience, every slow blink you share, every routine you establish, and every scent you exchange creates an invisible thread of confidence and affection between you and your cat. The science validates what cat lovers have always sensed deep down. Cats form deep bonds with their humans. They simply communicate in a different language. And now that you understand what they've been expressing all along, your relationship will never be the same.